Hello? Is this thing on? Am I live? Am I live? What's going on? Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing? What's happening? What's happening? It's a beautiful, somewhat beautiful Tuesday evening. What's happening, everybody? So check it out. Got a pretty cool landscape here. That should be pretty cool. Thanks for tuning in. The SFS Eagle. Glad to see everybody today. I'm gonna get started drawing this thing because why not? While everybody gets situated. So we'll try to get this thing drawn in here pretty quickly. And I may tweak a few things or something. We'll see. Oh yeah, I'm sure it's hot down south. That's for sure. I think it's hot here. It's hot in my apartment, I know that. Okay, just making a mark for where I want that tree to be. Probably a bit smaller. Okay, I'm gonna get these other lines in first though. Okay, looks pretty good. You know, I don't really like that these are almost equal sections. But I don't want this line to be... Yeah, let's lower that actually. Let's lower this line. You know, we want to keep it interesting. We don't want everything to be equal. We want... Thanks for tuning in, everybody. My day's going okay. You know, it's not like the greatest day ever or anything, but it's going all right. I guess. Just a little bit of work, and then doing this live stream now. So these are almost equal. But this is a bit bigger, so you know, we'll just make it work. I could bring this down a little bit. Just trying to make something interesting. And this is the important part. I mean, this whole like composition. The reference photo was taken, this is, it's from my plein air adventure episode 113, I believe, my most recent episode. It's in Northern California, in El Dorado National Forest. This was on a trail on the way to a lake that I ended up hiking to, but I didn't paint the lake, I just painted something else. But, yeah, this was on the way. It's kind of on one of those trails. I think you could have pushed the front back more. The rocks come out pretty far. What do you mean by that? You mean bring it down more or bring it up more? Push the rocks up more? Speak in terms of up and down on the paper. So I can comprehend what you mean. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm happy with the lines I just made. I'm already struggling with this one today. But I want to, my main focal point is this tree, so that's what I'm trying to, want to make sure I get that looking real nice as far as placement and shape and everything. You think you may have failed one of your tests on electricity. Well, that's a bummer. But you can't win them all, you know? Just do your best, I guess, you know? That's all you can do. That's all we can do in life, is just do our best. Nothing's perfect, so... Ultimately, I want you to see it. I don't really want to tell you exactly what to do. What kind of help is that? You offer a comment and then you don't explain it. Come on, man. You already told me what to do. Now you're just not going to clarify. I see how it is. Yeah, I don't like how these are equal. You know, the sky's a bit more. What I don't want this line, this top of the valley, I don't want it to be in the center of the paper. So I know I want it to be more above. And maybe I'm overthinking it. I like having a little bit more sky in there, so. Yeah, the tree looks really nice. I think I'm happy with the tree for the most part. This is all shadow, a little bit of a sky hole here. We'll try to keep some sky holes maybe, I don't know. Don't know if I'll be able to do that. Well, actually, if I just paint the sky over the tree, because the tree's pretty dark, so I should be able to just paint the sky right over the tree. Shouldn't be a problem. Just gonna have to focus on getting this greenery correct. Alright, so there is an interesting bush down here in the corner, but the problem with it is it kind of throws off the balance of the whole scene to me. So I'm gonna have to engineer something here, figure something out. So I'm gonna have to make kind of something over here to balance it out a little bit, probably another tree or something, some kind of shapes over here, so we have, you know, kind of a triangulation going on of elements, you know, maybe some rocks or something. I mean, there's gonna be rocks everywhere, but I'm not really good with rocks and rock shapes, so this is gonna be a struggle, like always, when it comes to painting rocks. And honestly, I just don't have the patience for all these little rocks and everything, but I'm gonna try. I mean, they're light in color, light in value, so I just have to focus on their shadows and painting the ground around them. But also, I need like a lead-in, so I don't want to make it super obvious, but I want some kind of like trail that goes way off the page over here maybe, or maybe kind of comes like this, curves a bit towards this tree. And by trail, I don't want it to be like so obvious. I just want maybe slightly obvious. Yeah, I'm not really sure how I'm gonna do that. But it looks like there's trees back here on this line back there. Pretty nice. And there's some other hills back here. That's gonna be tough, getting these different segments of hills. Okay, so I need to make this branch either shorter or longer. Because we're gonna have this hill come down here. Don't want that branch to be a tangent. Oh, it looks like the greenery is gonna overlap it, so we'll just overlap it a bit. I don't know if I'm gonna get all these different hills back here, but we'll see. But that's pretty cool. There's a little bit of clouds in the sky too. Actually, let me show you guys the reference photo. So here's the reference photo. So that's what I'm working on here, folks. By the way, you can check out my website, shaperfineart.com. I have some paintings on there for sale. So these watercolors from these live streams and other watercolors I've done, and some gouache paintings as well. You can definitely check those out at my website. And there's also a page on my website where you can support me. There's like PayPal link, Venmo, some t-shirts and stuff if you're into that, and also a Patreon link. And just recently now, you can actually support me here on YouTube. So that's why some people's names are green over in the chat. They have there's a little join button on my channel under all my videos now, next to the subscribe button. And if you click that, it kind of tells you what there's not really many perks or anything, but it's just a way to support me monthly if you're into that, or you can cancel anytime. You can just do it for 1 month if you want and cancel it or whatever. It's pretty inexpensive, but every little bit helps. And I made it pretty inexpensive and affordable so that more people would be able to do it, and we'd just be a stronger community that way, with more people, more folks. And it's just a way to help me keep going with this channel and making videos that you guys want. Stovetop Ninja, thank you for the $4.99. Greatly appreciated. Glad to see you back here. I know it's been a little while. They said, "Oh, I made it. Still practicing my drawing skills. Thanks for sharing your talent, Brandon. I need a few pieces commissioned. I'll email you." Okay. All right. Well, we can talk about that. Things have been a bit crazy lately with me, but we can try to fit something in. See if it works for both of us. I just kind of finished writing this book, so that's almost off my plate, but there's still a lot of work to do there. So yeah, definitely appreciate everybody supporting me on here. It means a lot. Thank you for the donations every once in a while through YouTube and other places. Greatly appreciated. This is an odd question, but do you prefer spicy food or non-spicy food? I'm just curious to know. I like spicy food every now and then, Not like super spicy, but just spicy enough that you can feel the heat. My favorite food is like Asian food. I like fried rice and like stir fries, tofu and vegetables and stuff. It's my favorite, man. Thai food, sushi, vegetarian sushi. I think I already answered where I took the photo, but yeah, they took the photo. This is in Northern California. Do I have any funny artworks? No, not really. I don't think so. All right, anyway, yeah, so I think the sketch looks pretty good. I'm kind of happy with it, I think. I'm not really sure about the lead-in on the painting, but, we'll just roll with it. We'll roll with it. So we'll start off with like a wash for the sky and just work our way down for the first layer. What's going on, Philip? Thanks for tuning in. Glad you could make it. Yeah, Stovetop Ninja sounds great, man. Sounds great. I know you're not a man, but yeah, it sounds good. We could meet up or whatever. Yeah, for sure. Just send me an email and we can get in touch that way. All right, I'm gonna wet the sky first with water. Yeah, the book that I wrote, it'll be published. It's gonna be available on Amazon, but it's gonna be comes out in a few months. It's just now entering kind of an editing phase, somewhat of a final editing phase, at least with the manuscript portion. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm excited to be able to announce it eventually. But I'm allowed to say that I wrote a book, like I'm working on a book, but can't really say much else for a while. But yeah, it should be pretty cool, man. I'm excited. I'm definitely excited. Try to get some color in this sky. So so this kind of like ultramarine blue at the top. And as it goes down, I'm just taking off some spots because I want it to be, a hint of some cloud shapes or whatever. I'm actually going to add maybe a touch of gray or something up here. But as it goes down, it actually gets a bit warmer and stuff, so I'm going to add some turquoise blue as it goes down. I don't want it to be too strong, but just a bit of turquoise and maybe a touch of yellow ochre or something. You can try that. Let's try that. Ooh, a little too strong there. I know this is all going to dry a lot lighter. So I have a lot of water on there. A little streak of warmth there, I guess. Guess we'll roll with that. I don't know. Try to blend these together a bit, let them bleed a little bit. Happy to see a fellow artist who is plant-based. Yeah. I mean, I very rarely eat meat. Like I'll eat meat like maybe 3 times a year or something. Like I'll have some salmon teriyaki or something. Very, very rarely. But I can't really say what the book's about. I don't think I'm really allowed to say. Like I just said, I can't really talk about it for now. But it'll be announced eventually. You guys will hear about it for sure. Definitely click the like button for sure. Did I miss a donation? Or you sent another one? Oh, Stovetop Ninja, thanks again for another $4.99. I appreciate it. I'll take you to Thai Canteen on 16th and P. Yeah, it sounds good. All right, cool. Sounds really good. What do you do if the lead smudges in the water? You just roll with it. Just let it do what it's gonna do. All right, I'm gonna paint these hills now. Before it dries, I don't want it to dry all the way yet. I want it to be a little bit wet. The reason is because I want a little bit of soft line as it goes into the sky. Hopefully, we'll try to see if I can get that to work. It's always tricky. I want to make this greener as it goes down. So I'm just slightly modifying the colors as I paint this. Every time I go, to get more pigment, I kind of modify the color just a little bit, just to get some differences. Some differing pigments and stuff. I don't know if I should have gone over the whole tree branch. It all looks darker, but it looks like there was some highlights on that tree that I just went right over. So that's unfortunate, but it's all right. We can we'll do some problem solving here shortly. Could you speak a little video about how to do ropes? It's man, this chat is just, it's very difficult to me. How to do ropes? Like thin lines? I'm not exactly sure what you mean. What I'm finding is that I'm heavy-handed when it comes to watercolor. Maybe I'm just using the wrong brushes. Yeah, it could be. Is it too early to send in art to be critiqued? Should I wait a while? No, you can send it in. You can send it in. Just make sure, like in the subject or in the email, just tell me like that it's for the next, LiveStream 70 or whatever for the critique, and I'll keep it in a folder. So yeah, just let me know. I'll probably be announcing that soon for everyone to do for LiveStream 70. Haven't seen the shark pen and ink, but I'm super interested in it. Yeah, it came out pretty well, I think. It was pretty challenging there. I had some challenges there, but it all worked out, I think, anyway. Alright, so this is going to be tricky down here, so I gotta be... Okay, so actually the rocks, are they white? I don't think they're white, so they're kind of a tannish color. So I think I'll do that first, actually, now that I'm looking at it. Maybe I'll leave some white areas. Or something. Didn't leave as much as I wanted, but it's all right. Oh no, okay. Dry paper to start. Yeah, the paper was dry, but in the sky I did wet, and I wetted the paper first, and then but everything else dry paper. I like working wet on dry. You have more control. Although sometimes I don't really want that control anyway. I'm trying to be a little more loose nowadays. Not being very loose with this one at this point. I don't feel very loose yet. Let's make it a little bit loose. Do some splattering down here on these rocks. This will all lighten up anyway. So. Maybe some water splatters to lighten up some areas. Do you draw vehicles much or at all? Not really. They're pretty difficult to draw. Dry paper to start. Yep, dry paper. Why and when did you start drawing, bro? I started drawing when I was a kid. I was like 4 or 5. Alright folks, so check it out. I'm going to try out something new today because my grandmother sent me something in the mail the other day. Surprised me. Because she does watercolor as well and watches my streams when she can. But she got me this cool little fan. And it's pretty quiet. It has 3 speeds, but it should be pretty useful. I'm going to see if we can speed up the drawing time on this thing. So you might hear like a little bit of fan noise, but it's pretty quiet for how powerful this thing is. Yeah, I started drawing when I was young, pretty young, and I just drew my whole life. Take it easy, Kashika. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for always watching, tuning in. Appreciate it. No worries, Stovetop Ninja. It just takes practice, and sometimes my paintings come out awful too. You know, I'm not sure about how this one's going to come out, but I'm going to try my best. Looks like I need a second layer over this the valley here. Maybe just a little. I don't like this sharp line I got there. That's unfortunate, but it's not too bad. Yeah, I think I need to just darken this area a bit, and so that it'll really contrast up here. Yeah, this fan seems to be helping actually. I mean, it's definitely faster than if it was just sitting there. I have a question from Colombia. I'm curious to know if you like Fernando Botero's paintings. I've never heard of him. I'll have to check him out. I need like a list and a pencil. You guys always tell me a bunch of stuff and I always forget to like write it down or whatever. Fernando Botero. Let me check that out. So you inherited your talent. Yeah, I guess I kind of did. My great-grandmother did oil paintings and stuff. So I think that's kind of where it comes from. I don't know who in the family did stuff before her, but my grandma does not have a YouTube channel, but yeah, she does some great work. She's been doing watercolor for quite a few years, a lot longer than I have been. So she always gives me some tips. She just asked me the other day, do you ever do wet into wet? You gotta try more wet into wet. And it's like, all right, I'll try it. Don't worry, Amanda, you don't have to do that. I just need to like write stuff down and pay attention more. Okay, this is almost dry, man. This works great. This is only a few minutes. This thing's battery powered too, so this could actually work for plein air if I'm out somewhere and it's cold out and I need to capture something quickly. This could help me dry it. But plein air is a whole different ball game too, man. Plein air is difficult. I paint a little bit differently when I do plein air. But thanks everybody for tuning in, man. Really appreciate it. So we'll take one more look at the reference photo. So this is what I'm shooting for. So you can see how dark that kind of midsection is. I don't know if I'm gonna make it that dark because I really want the tree to stand out more. I want the tree to be really dark compared to the rest, have a little bit of distance, but I'm definitely gonna have the, this midsection a bit darker. I think one more layer over, 2/3 of it will really add a bit more depth. And then put some dark rocks, some dark shadow and some dark ground up here, paint the tree and some bushes, and we'll be in business. So yeah, wow, this dried up really quickly. I could really do so yeah, hopefully that sound wasn't too annoying. I mean, it's pretty quiet. It's pretty quiet as far as the fan goes, but awesome. Do you think AI is the future, and if yes, why? Oh man, I don't know, dude. I know there's a really cool show to watch. If anybody has Amazon Prime, I mean, this is the best show on Amazon Prime. It's called Humans. It has like Gemma Chan in it, and it's about sentient AI. Man, it's crazy. It's a crazy show. Like, if you guys are interested in that, in AI or future or stuff like that at all, it's almost like what would happen if sentient AI were alive right now. It's nuts, man. It's a crazy show. It sucks that they only got like 3 seasons of the show, and then I guess it got canceled or whatever, but it kind of ends in a pretty cool way. Like, it doesn't, they wrapped it up nicely. They leave it open to interpretation, which is pretty cool. But man, it's an awesome show. I don't really know about AI, but I know that show on Amazon Prime, man. It's awesome. One day you gotta do a live stream with Grandma. That'd be cool. Yeah, that would be cool. That would be definitely cool. Yeah, I'd love to do a video like showing some of her art and stuff or whatever. If I ever get out that way to visit her, definitely want to, for sure. Should I try a new art medium? I usually stick to normal graphite drawings. I once tried watercolor and realized how difficult it was. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's fun. I mean, if you feel like you want to, go for it. But yeah, I mean, there's always going to be challenges with something new. I'm sure graphite drawing was difficult for you when you first started out too. So I'm just mixing up a color here, folks, trying to get a cooler green for this kind of cooler purpley green. I really like the color I mixed up first. So if I can get like a darker version of that, it's like ultramarine blue, ultramarine violet, deep, and viridian. So it's like a really nice, but I think I'm gonna vary the color a bit as well. Obviously, I'm gonna put some purple, more purple in it here and there, more viridian, maybe some more ultramarine blue in certain areas, but let's try to get this on the paper, get the right consistency here. So the way I was reading a book again the other day, or yesterday actually, that I kind of first read when I got into watercolor a few years ago. It's called The Urban Sketcher. Really great book. It has a lot about a lot about pen and ink techniques and stuff mostly in the like the first 2/3 of the book, but the last little half, the last 1/3 of the book is about watercolor and really great stuff, man. But so to simplify watercolor for anyone who's like thinks it's complicated and stuff, if you can do your paintings in 3 layers, 3 passes. So right now I'm kind of doing a second layer on this part at least. And you change the consistency of the paint each time. So this first layer that I did is kind of like the consistency of tea. And now this second pass that I'm doing, you want to think of the consistency of your paint being like milk. That's how they kind of phrase it. And then the last layer, the consistency of honey, which I don't know if you want it to be that thick, but I think it just gets the idea across of like, these different consistencies of how you want your paint to be doing watercolor. So yeah, if you guys are into doing like plein air and like pen and ink and watercolor, definitely get the Urban Sketcher book, man. It's a really awesome book. I haven't really read it the whole thing, but like it's just packed full of information and stuff. Oh man, I feel like I wanted to go darker. I feel like I didn't go dark enough. I feel like I kind of BS'd that layer. There we go. Let's just get dark with this. Oh, there's A Yami. Sent me an email for the critique. Cool. Do you have any other... Man, there's a lot of questions here, folks. I'm sorry, I've been focused on the painting. I'm sorry, I confused ropes, and I'm trying to say like wrinkles and bed sheets, for example, clothing. All those shades are difficult to me. Maybe it's hard to explain any of that. I'd probably have to do like a demo maybe. But it's really like, it's kind of like what I'm doing here. You focus on the light areas and then you do the dark area. It's kind of like what the rocks are going to be like. You focus on the shadows after that. Soften some of this. I've heard that yeah, I've heard that about the Facebook AI too. It's pretty crazy, man. There's a lot of weird stuff going on out there, that's for sure. Have you ever animated any characters? Nope, never have. Do you have any other hobbies? Yeah, I like to make music. So I have a Bandcamp page, bandcamp.schaeferart.com or Schaefer Art. If you just Google search Schaefer Art Bandcamp, you'll find all my music that I make. I like to play piano and stuff. I'm learning a few songs on piano. Does your whole family do art as well? Nope, not really. My sister kind of does. My grandmother does. My sister kind of does her own little thing too. Yeah, that book is really good. The Urban Sketcher book is really, really good. Okay, let me mix up the color here. Sorry, folks. I'm gonna start doing the ground now, kind of the darker areas. So it's very neutral, grayish So I'm really trying to focus on like leaving the negative shapes of rocks. So this is going to be pretty challenging. So, because I'm painting around the rocks right now. So it's going to be a bit challenging here. And I want to leave a lighter area, like I was saying, for like a trail. But I don't want it to be obvious. Obviously, I don't want it to be too obvious. And maybe I'll try to simplify some of this as well. No worries, Amy. It's all good. It didn't have to be a complex email or anything. I appreciate it. Well, I don't know if I got that trail that I wanted in there, but it's okay. I just want it to look like ground, you know, like rocks, a bunch of rocks and all kinds of stuff happening. Yikes, too dark, too dark. Oh man. When did that happen? Oh well. Got a black dot up there. Guess it's gonna stay there. It's gonna live there. You guys know I love the splattering. It's one of my favorite techniques. Just keeps it, makes it look more organic. It's just so much more loose, fun. There we go. Just keep it loose, man. Keep it loose. Still got some trees to paint back here. This tree, some foreground trees. I also don't know how to scan it. Yep, photos are fine. Don't worry. Yeah, I mean the stuff about AI. I mean, it's just there's so much there. I could talk about that forever. It's just hard to focus on all that. Okay. What now? I think we dry this up a little bit real quick with my handy dandy fan. I don't know why I'm holding this eraser this whole time. Can't erase anything now. Yeah, splattering's always cool. It's definitely a different dimension. Sometimes I overdo it a little bit, but it's fun, man. It's too fun. I have too much fun. The tree in the center does need some work. Yeah, I would say so. I would say so as well. There's no tree in the center right now. I'm gonna get to that in a minute. I'm just drying this part up, and then we'll hit that. We'll start working on that. Put that in there, because that's really probably closest to like the darkest thing in there. There may be a little bit of darks up in the foreground to, you know, as well. But this area up here, this is probably like the darkest thing of the whole painting. So have you guys voted on the community tab on my channel page? If you look at YouTube on your phone, it'll probably pop up. I made a community post. There's a poll right now for the next pen and ink. Have you guys voted on that? There's 2 different images to choose from of a fox. So you guys are gonna pick the next pen and ink subject, just like the shark yesterday. So definitely vote in that if you haven't. I think the winner is already pretty much clear, but if there's a bunch of people who haven't voted yet, I mean, definitely go do it. The fan needs a name. Yeah, it definitely does. Definitely needs a name. Hopefully something more creative than Fanny. Hey Nathan, how's it going? It's going alright, I guess. Just working on this painting. Trying to do something. Yeah, I think the clear winner is number 2, but if there's a bunch of people that haven't voted yet, I mean, you could turn the tables, but I think the winner of the Fox poll for the next live stream is number 2. Have you ever tried watercolor pencils? No, I have not. I don't like color pencils or any kind of stuff like that, so I avoid them. I just avoided them. Alright, so this feels pretty dry to me. I think I can work on the tree now. It's good enough, and I think I'm happy. You know, I'm somewhat happy with this background. I'm not a big fan of it. Not a big fan of it. I'm gonna move to this smaller brush. This number 16 round, that's what I'm using now. So I'm mixing up a warm brown for this tree. Although I'm going to mix a little bit of purple into it. So transparent red oxide with a little bit of purple. Maybe a touch of ivory black, or ultramarine blue. I want it to be a little bit gray. Purple kind of does the same thing, it's just not as strong. It kind of gives it a cool look to it, cool dimension. So, let's see. Let's try to keep this loose. Let me see if I can keep this loose. It's so hard to paint loosely when I'm sitting down and so close to it. I really need to stand up and like be further back from it. So I'm just trying to create like some interesting shapes and stuff. I kind of want a small part of this tree to be softer, maybe a little bit lighter. Just gives it a little bit of dimension, you know. Didn't mean to make that one. Yeah, the second fox is it's more distracting because of the background, but I'm just drawing the fox. It's pen and ink, so I'm not going to be focusing on the background. Have you ever tried scaping for vivariums? I have no idea what that means. I do a lot of it and it's super fun. Are you going to paint the bushes? Yes, I am. I am going to paint the bushes. That's a nice tree. I wish he had a friend. Everyone deserves a friend. Yeah. If I was Bob Ross, I'd be like, oh, well, this tree needs a friend. But I'm not Bob Ross. Hi from Russia. Thanks for tuning in. Did I miss any? I probably did miss some comments here. Okay, cool. Nice tree, man. Thanks. Getting there. We're getting there. We're getting somewhere. We just need to put on the kind of the greenery in a minute. And be in business pretty much, I think. I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to try it. I want to try to add like some highlights like it has on the tree a bit. So I just used like some white watercolor in the mixture. See if that just trying to create some more roundness to this tree, more form a bit. Okay, let's get to the greenery. Let's get this thing done. Okay. Landscaping, but in enclosures and underwater, like a zoo landscape. Oh, okay, okay. That's pretty cool. No, I've never done that. Never done that before. Sounds very interesting. I think I've seen some videos on YouTube of people doing that actually. Possibly. Yeah, people tell me my voice is pretty relaxing all the time. I'm not really sure why either. I guess it is. I don't know. Alright, so this is the fun part. I gotta keep this fun. Keep it fun. But keep it tree-like as well. Do a little bit of splattering here as well, just to add some other, like other little leaves everywhere. It's pretty fun to do. I'm going to vary the color here slightly every now and then. So we can make it a little more green, a little more brown. I'm going to get some more browns in there. Maybe more blue, yellow. Try adding some purple. More purple. It's a bit dark. See if I can soften some of this. You know, greenery is usually pretty soft, so. Taking off the tape. Is there green in top of your tree? Yes, there is. I'm using green right now. Yeah, the background kind of does look a bit like water in a way. Kind of does in the photo too, actually. It does look like it's pretty dark. It could be the ocean. But it's pretty cool. I mean, it's doing its job back there. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. A little bit of dry brushing and stuff. All right, let's focus on kind of the foreground bushes, and then we'll add the darks for the rocks and stuff. Try to bring things a bit more together. Yeah, I feel like I should have made the background a bit darker, possibly. That's unfortunate. Maybe I could still do that, but I don't know. I don't know. Let's put the trees in the background that need to be there. Maybe that'll help a bit. I don't know. Don't know. So I think this is dry. Yeah, it's dry. So need some yellow ochre. There we go. So we'll try this. Sorry folks, just trying to focus here a bit. Man, I cannot see the value on that. Shouldn't have added those. It's alright though. I'm just adding like loose little dots of foliage and stuff. It's a little too strong there. Okay. Feel like, do you play or follow any sports? Not really, not really. I used to, like when I was younger. I played basketball, I played hockey. Hockey was like my favorite sport to watch and stuff. And I played a little bit of it when I was a kid, but not much. Is there a specific place you like to travel to every year? Somewhere new, basically. Somewhere new. But not a specific place, really. No. I don't think so. Does Grandma identify herself when watching? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if she wants to be identified. That's up to her. Some people like their privacy, you know? And I respect that. Not realistic. Okay, whatever, dude. Not trying to make it realistic. I'm trying to make it like a painting. Boar? Like the animal? Is that what you are? So you're trying to tell me? Trying to tell us? Too much. There we go. Soften some of this. Gotta love the splattering, man. Love the splattering. Actually, I'm gonna add a little bit more, some light splattering, light green up here. Just because I kind of like that. All up in the sky. Cool. I like that. No, I don't need black ink for that. I can go pretty dark. But if you look at the shading on the stone anyway, it's not black anyway, if you look at it. You know, obviously my value structure is a little bit different than the photo, which I kind of planned from the beginning anyway. Like I kind of said I wasn't going to I kind of wanted the tree to stand out a bit more from the background and have more distance. So that's kind of what I did, even though, you know, sometimes I think I don't like it, but if it looked like the photo perfectly, then, you know, I don't know that it'd be that great of a painting anyway. I mean, it's not like the best painting ever anyway, but you know, this one was pretty challenging. But I mean, I can get pretty dark with watercolor anyway. Like I mean, I'm already getting pretty black, and I can get pretty thick if I wanted. But I don't need to go that dark. Like it's gonna distract. You know, I don't need all the contrast to be down here, because when you look at the rocks, that's not where the contrast is. Really, the contrast of the scene, if you look at the photo, it's the top half with the tree going into the sky. I mean, that's really where the contrast is. You know, I can just create some darks down here to kind of guide that path that I was talking about, to kind of create that pathway. I'm going to try anyway. Was it windy? No, it wasn't. It wasn't windy at all. Was not windy. So I'm going to strategically try to add darks to make it look kind of like there's some rocks here and stuff, you know? Rock shapes. But that's always a challenging thing for me, because it's such a meticulous kind of thing, and I don't really like painting like that. I like being a little bit suggestive. Yeah, it's challenging to paint the rocks. Exactly. I have one cat, that's all. How many more do you need? One cat's plenty. Alright, so this one's pretty cool. This one's coming out pretty cool. It's too light on the screen right now. Let me darken it a bit. Trying to get as close to reality as I can for you guys. I'm going to try these lights I just got. Does that help at all? Not really. Yeah, because these accents I did down here at the bottom, I mean, they're not really that dark. They look a lot darker on the screen, but they're not really that dark. So you guys can see, like, there's kind of like some kind of trail here, but it's not very, you know, it's not like, you know, I don't want it to be like jumps out so obviously. It's just something there that helps to guide you in a little bit. You know, it stands out from the rest of it, but it's very natural looking, I hope anyway. Take it easy, SFS Eagle. No worries. Looks like we need some darkness under this rock over here. Well, what do you guys think? Should I glaze the background at all or just keep it? I think I just keep it. One thing I'm not really liking is like the perspective of this hill. I don't like how rounded it looks. It's kind of dumb. So I'm gonna try to fix that if I can slightly. Like it looks kind of amateurish. I don't really like the perspective I'm getting. It just needs to be flat in some areas. Could be useful to paint the rocks with a flat brush around the rocks. Yeah, but I don't have a flat brush really, to be honest. So I don't really know what I'm doing here, but I know I just want to like, I want to try to flatten this part. I'm not really sure how to go about it. Trying to change the silhouette a little bit of the foreground. There we go. Maybe same over here, if I can cut into this a little bit. You know, give it more of a rocky looking appearance. I think that dramatically changed the whole, that subtle kind of helped it, I think. Oh no. Computer's about to die. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so just some small lines there, changing the kind of structure of the foreground just a bit. Nah, I kind of like that bleeding into the sky. That's pretty cool. It really gives some distance and depth to it. It gives some softness, because everything else is pretty hard. Everything else is pretty hard shaped, and so you got to have this softness to kind of contrast against these harder lines in the foreground. So that works well. You know, it looks it always looks better in person, but on the computer it looks a bit weird just with the light of it. But I'll end up posting the photo for you guys to see anyway. But I'm just trying to see if is there anything more I need to do on the foreground. I don't really think so. I think it gets the idea across of what's happening there. I hope. I'll add like a very small kind of shadow or something, because it's not really a strong light right now in this scene. It's very subdued. There's a little bit of cloud cover and stuff. Yeah, that's better. That's better. I'm gonna take the tape off just so we get a clearer vision of this thing, because I don't think I'm gonna do any big washes or any glazing, any big areas. If I do anything else to it, it'll be small little tweaks. So that came out pretty well, I think. It always looks better with the tape off. You guys, you know, it always just transforms it a bit. I'm still wondering about this foreground line a bit. But it's not bad. It's not bad. For some reason, these trees over here on the camera, they look black, but in real life, it's just a dark green. They're not black. I don't know why. It's very hard with this camera to get the correct colors. How many different paintbrushes did I use for the painting? I only used these two. So a number 8 mop, or a quill brush, which is this bigger one, for the beginning stages, and then I use a 16 round to kind of finish it up. So I only use those two. Add a big rock in the very front bottom. Well, where at? It's kind of hard because you can't really add light. You could only add like darkness. So yeah, you're right. Maybe there should be more darks up here to just push the depth a bit more. You know, I don't know. But I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy with it for the most part. But yeah, I mean, I think what I can do, I can add some thin kind of branches growing. This will just bring a little bit more life into the scene to kind of show like just a bit of plant life everywhere. It's always fun to do. Sometimes I go overboard, but it happens. But you guys probably can't even see any of that stuff, but it definitely helps it, trust me. There's a little bit of branches and twigs and just things, you know, when you're out in nature, I mean, there's just stuff everywhere. So it's cool to try to mimic that a little bit. Okay. Let me back away. Yeah, I mean this one's pretty solid. This one's pretty solid. I think yeah, I agree with you, Philip. I definitely agree. That was one of my concerns, that purple in the background, but I knew the contrast would be nice, I thought anyway. I mean, it's definitely different than the photograph, of course, but when you look at the photograph, that tree, especially when you guys are looking at the thumbnail right here down the corner, that tree, the tree just gets lost in that sea of background. And you know, I wanted it to stand out a little bit more. I mean, I still feel like I could darken a little bit of the background a bit more, but I think it's cool the way it is. Maybe a light shadow on the left side of the trail to add mild definition and tie into the tree shadow. I'm not really sure what you mean. The left side of the trail is over here. Anyway, doesn't matter. I think that, I mean, this, I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. Yeah. Cool. Well, guys, this one I'll probably put up on my website for sale, of course, and you guys can check out any other paintings I have up for sale online, SchaeferFineArt.com. Got some other gouache paintings and watercolor paintings from the past, so you guys can definitely check those out. And there's also a page to support me from PayPal, Venmo, Patreon, and you can also become a member on my YouTube channel now. But yeah, this one came out pretty well. Pretty happy with it, surprisingly. So maybe I'll try to give you guys a different view. Let me see if my webcam will be good enough. But I mean, far away, I mean, it's boom, that's it, man. You get, you know, it looks pretty realistic. And that's the whole point, is like when you see this hanging on the wall or something, it's gonna look pretty realistic. And then when you go up close, when you see it up close, it's like, oh, it's just a bunch of like splatters and paint and strokes, and you know, it's all kind of abstract. It's kind of like being a magician, you know? So that's the cool thing. And you guys are seeing it pretty up close, you know, so you know, when you look at it, it's all just, you know, splatters and different kinds of strokes and you know, just a bunch of different stuff happening. But from far away, like I said, that's when it all comes together to work as a cohesive image, hopefully. How to become a member of this channel. So if you go on my channel page, youtube.com/SchaeferArt, or just under any of my videos, there'll be next to the subscribe button, there's a button that says join. And that's how you can join to become a member. It'll give you all the details on there. It's only like $1.99 a month. So like, it's just a way to support me, you know, help me out, keep making these videos, you know, give me a little bit of money for plein air videos, you know, gas money, stuff like that, to just keep things rolling. So Definitely appreciate all the support, guys. I'm going to get off here, go eat some dinner, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Definitely go check out my community tab, community page on my YouTube channel. There's a poll right now for the next pen and ink. The next pen and ink subject. There's 2 foxes. Go vote on that if you haven't. So it's on my, if you go to youtube.com/SchaeferArt, or just click my name on any of my videos, the little Schaefer Art name, it'll bring you to the channel page and you'll see a tab that says community. So just check that out and see the post on there and leave a comment for either number 1 or number 2. But thank you guys for joining. Thanks for all the support. Like I said, thanks for watching. And yeah, this took me about an hour and a half. Yeah, if you guys have any more questions in the next like 2 or 3 minutes, I'll answer them real quickly. But yeah, this took me an hour and a half from drawing it and then doing the painting. So the painting was probably a little bit less, especially when I was drying it with the fan. Thanks everyone. Thanks for tuning in. But if there's no questions, then I'm gonna get off here and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hopefully tomorrow. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Anyway, peace everyone.